we go to this. You can see this another editing picture. It is a raw file. So we'll drop our raw file here in Photoshop. Okay, so this picture was already edited. So I already did some balancing, light balancing and color balancing in camera raw. That's why you can see these figures the way they are. But we're going to start from the scratch. So the first step I would like us to do is to revert this silhouette it was before. This was before and this is now after. But that notwithstanding, okay, if you want to take it back to the normal way, reset to default. When I click on reset to default, all changes that have been done to these images or this image in Photoshop rather will revert back to the normal way, the way it was in the camera. So I'll just click on reset to default and you can see that all the initial changes that was done to this picture has been reverted back to normal. So when looking at this picture, it looks dark. So we'll start from there. You can see up here is the settings I used in taking this picture. This picture was shot on a Canon 7D and ISO 150 lens, aperture 3.5, and shutter speed of 250, 1 over 250 per second. Okay, so the first thing, as our image is looking dark, we'll expose the image a little bit. This is our basic slider. The basic slider is generally telling us of the basic lighting conditions and how we can tweak it to give us a better result of our image. Exposure concerning lights, if your picture is underexposed, you can take it up to expose the picture properly. If it's overly exposed as it is like this, you can drag it down. So the sliders are self-explanatory. But with that being said, it will, since our picture is looking a little bit dark, we'll just expose it. I think yeah, it's just fine. And just add a little bit of contrast. We'll not be doing much in this camera raw because this picture looks nice to me. So we'll not be doing much in camera raw. Okay, add a little bit of contrast, say 6. Then our highlight, because of the white shade that she's putting on, is making the light reflect very hard on her dress. So it's taking away a little bit of details. So we're just going to tilt the highlights down. I think that is fine. We open up our shadow to reveal some underexposed areas of our pictures. Be careful not to do this too much. For example, if you take this slider all the way up here, you overexpose the picture and we'll be losing some key details like shadows in some areas of this picture. So we don't want it to be overly exposed. So we'll just increase our shadows a little bit, say 25 or 26 is okay. All right, and I think for here, I think we are good here. So the next thing is can just add a little bit of clarity to make our picture pop, and can just increase our vibrance to also enhance the colors of our picture. Another thing I like doing is I like going to my color mixer to tweak individual colors in this picture. You can see in this picture, general or most predominant color is orange. So both for the background and the skin that comprises of orange color. So what I'll be doing is I'll be tweaking the orange color to give her a more, dark kind of skin color grading. It is important to note that anything you're doing in Photoshop, color grading wise, it all starts from camera raw. You can start tweaking your colors from camera raw before you retouch, then you now do your overall color grading. So I want her to be looking a little bit dark and a skin tone, you know, in that pattern. So I'll go to the U, and in this orange slider, you see, if I click and drag forward, see, I am like adding green to our color, and that is not what I want to do. I want to add a little bit of magenta to our skin color. So if I take the slider to the negative side, you see I'm adding that little warmth to our skin, and she has an oily skin, so add a little warmth to our skin, and to be easy if I want to do my color grading after retouching. So that is all for here. I'd just like to pop the blues in our skirts, just increase the saturation. I think I should explain these three sliders: hue, saturation, and luminance. It is very important to know what they stand for, how they work, and how to tweak them. Um, the three of them all work for color enhancement. The hue determines the type of color you want, the color shade. The saturation determines the intensity or the amount of color you want, while the luminance talks about the light value of the color. If you want the color to be, if for example you are picking the color red, if you want the red to be lighter or to be more transparent to light, or if you want it to be darker, it all works down here in the luminance. While saturation is to increase or reduce the amount of colors in your pictures, while the hue is to tweak the shade or the type of color. Whereas, for example, this blue, since it's one of the most vibrant color in this picture, if we're talking about the hue of this blue, if I start tweaking the blue slider, you see the color of the hue changing. It's changing. That is, I'm changing the shade of the color blue. If I go to saturation and I now start taking it up, see it is becoming, the blue is becoming very, very thick. If I take it down, it is losing its color. I kind of like it this way. I kind of like it this way. It's fine, but let's continue. So let's say it is at blue, just showing you the colors, and luminance. If I take it this way, you see how transparent the color blue is. If I take it this way, you see how dark the color blue has become. So I'll leave it at say 0. Like I said, after tweaking that color blue saturation, I think I like the blue desaturated. You see, yeah, it looks good. Okay, let's leave it like this. All right. The next thing I would like us to do is that generally, what helps you in collaborating your picture or balancing the light of your picture is, first of all, looking at the picture and knowing what to do. Like if you look at the picture, you know what you want to achieve and how you want your overall outcome to be like. So, with that being said, we want our pictures to be properly exposed. But while taking this picture, you can see that this area of this picture is looking dark. So we are going to brighten it up. But if we start going to our basic slider and pulling our exposure up, we are generally exposing the picture, and that is not what we want to do. So for me to do that, we will use a special tool. Come to this slider, the masking slider. You locate your brush. Now you paint that area you want to expose. Let's say that area is looking dark. Bring that area be a little bit below our arms. Yeah, all those individually dark areas. And you come down here to your exposure slider and you just expose it. You see, it is just the selected areas that are being exposed and not the overall image. So that is a trick I like using if I want to, balance some lighting issues in my editing. Let's say am editing a picture that was not properly exposed, and I want to target individual sections of the image to edit or to expose them. That is what I'm going to do. So with that being said, I think we are done here. This is our before and after, and it's looking good already. In as much as I like this skirt, the color of this skirt being desaturated, I think we should just let it be the way it was. So we'll go to our color mixer and our blues. You see, we desaturated them all the way to -100. So just take it back. Let's just add it a little bit, let it pop, and we are good to go. So just click on enter, and the image will be opened in Photoshop. All right. So first off, the first thing I do once I get my picture into Photoshop is I would like to crop my image to fit. All right. Okay. So um, like I said, I like cropping my picture out first before I start retouching. So first off is to take care of this stuff that is distracting my job. So to do that, I go and use my patch tool. I use my patch tool, just click and select around the subject or the object rather, and okay. The next thing is to crop my picture. Let me crop it. I like to crop it this way. Let me give it a little bit of headspace, and I'll just click OK. And I guess my autofill is on, so we're just going to the computer is just going to fill in the blank spaces for me. See, just filling it up. Takes a little bit of time, so we just have to wait. All right, and that's a nice job. So the next step is to do our frequency separation. And I know